An entire block of Idaho City gone.
Oh, this is just 40 years of my life. So, yep, pretty hard.
Historic buildings taken by the flames.
As you can see, it's pretty much toast now. It's gone. It's no more.
Now that the damage is done, hugs and hope.
Now, we're feeling more optimistic.
This isn't going to stop anyone.
The Idaho City fire, first on 2.
This is KBOI 2 News at 10.
This fire is a tough blow for Idaho City at the start of the usually busy summer season. Here's a look at the numbers. 5 businesses were destroyed early this morning in the small town of fewer than 500 people. Kelsey McFarland talked to residents tonight, determined to rebuild. She kicks off tonight's team coverage.
Brett and Natalie, the businesses behind me that burned to the ground in the 4-alarm fire were at the heart of some big celebrations for Idaho City. But residents tell me the festivities must go on.
Business was going great. We're just getting ready to go into the season.
The start of a busy summer season for business owners in historic Idaho City, only to be put on hold after flames destroyed 5 stores in the heart of the town, starting with Calamity Jane's, a restaurant. Business owners say the section that burned down is often a visitor's first stop.
We still have our historic district. We still have our museum. It's still the place to start your visit in Idaho City.
Rhonda Jameson says the town was gearing up for some big celebrations. Frontier Days, 4th of July, and a rodeo.
12 hours ago, yeah. well, we're calling off Frontier Days, and no 4th of July parade this year. But no, now we're feeling more optimistic.
Workers say this fire isn't going to burn out their spirit.
This isn't going to stop anyone. Everybody's going to be coming up here all summer long, and it's going to be a great summer up here.
We've burned down to the ground twice, and we've rebuilt and kept going. 1865, 1867, burned to the ground. And they completely rebuilt, and people kept coming, so we're hoping that happens.
Jameson just hopes when they do rebuild, it will still feel like you've taken a time machine to get there. The first event to kick off is going to be a rodeo on June 26th, so Natalie, that means hopefully the town will have some time for cleanup beforehand.
Thanks, Kelsey. And as the ashes cool, Idaho City residents and those business owners who have lost everything are looking at an uncertain future. Scott Logan continues this team coverage.
People who live in Idaho City are no strangers to fire. It's been a big part of the town's history, but this overnight disaster is so sudden, so unexpected, it's overwhelming.
We've been running the photo shop here in town for a few years now. And as you can see, it's pretty much toast now. It's gone. It's no more. This is a big attraction for people of all generations. Many people growing up coming to this boardwalk, and it's sad to see it up in smoke like this.
Randy Barrett owns the property on Main Street, home to the businesses that were burned. He spent decades working to maintain the block's historic appearance.
Oh, this is just 40 years of my life. So, yep, pretty hard. Our plans are right now is hopefully to rebuild it, but it depends on insurance and everything else that we're not sure about. Yeah, we're just now contacting all the proper authorities.
Idaho City was founded in 1862 as part of the Boise Basin Gold Rush. At its peak in the mid-1860s, there were some 200 businesses here. Now a new chapter in the city's history is being written. Local residents we talked to say they'll call it rebuilding.
KBOI 2 News has had a team of reporters on scene since this news broke. Earlier, Eric Gonzalez gave us some context on the size of this 4-alarm fire.
Firefighters were worried that the flames were going to jump to other stores here along Main Street. To give you an idea of how high the flames were, you can see burnt out branches at the top of this tree.
Now, the cause remains under investigation tonight. This isn't the first time a major fire has destroyed a business in Idaho City. The restaurant and gift shop Donna's Place has burned down twice, the first time in 2004, the second time the summer of 2010. Stay with us for continuing coverage of the Idaho City fire. To see more photos of the aftermath, head to KBOI2.com. And for up-to-the-minute updates in between the newscasts, you can go to our Facebook and Twitter pages.
Hi everybody, I'm meteorologist Roland Stedham. For a while there this evening, it almost looked like it was going to try and generate some showers here in the Treasure Valley, but No cigar. All those showers and storms just kind of moved on down to the south, and as a result, we are sitting nice and dry this evening. Now, take a look at the Doppler radar, and you'll be able to see that there's that batch of rain that is officially still continuing right across the Owyhees, but all of this activity has worked its way from the northeast down toward the southwest. There was quite a bit of lightning over the Owyhees there for a while, but what's going to happen tomorrow is that this flow is going to continue to usher in some moisture. I think there's a chance of seeing some scattered afternoon, late afternoon, and evening showers and or the possibility of a couple of thunderstorms, but it is not going to be a washout scenario by any stretch of the imagination. There you can see the big counterclockwise low that's kind of spinning some of this moisture up from the south and trying to work it into the Magic and into the Treasure Valley. So tomorrow, plenty of sunshine to start things off with. We'll start out very comfortable, 57 degrees, and by 5 p.m., 84 degrees, and there's that chance of some afternoon showers, late afternoon, like I'm thinking 4 to 7 o'clock, somewhere in there. Natalie, I'll have more on the Sunday forecast coming up in just a few.
Looking forward to that. Sergeant Bo Bergdahl is asking a military appeals court to disqualify the general reviewing the Haley natives case. Bergdahl wants the court to disqualify this man, General Mark Milley, because Bergdahl says the general has a personal interest in being confirmed as the next Army Chief of Staff. Bergdahl is charged with desertion. His preliminary hearing is this September. A Nampa man is behind bars tonight, accused of sexually abusing a young girl. In court documents, a girl claims Randy Thomas forced her to perform various sex acts since 2013. Thomas now faces several charges, including lewd conduct with a child under 16. An IHOP in Nampa is serving customers once again. As you can see, the windows had to be boarded up. That's after a malicious prank. Police won't elaborate on the nature of that, but restaurant workers tell us the IHOP reopened just in time for dinner. Boise police say a bank employee tried to embezzle money for a few months. Tracy Widener is now charged with grand theft. Detectives say she created a fake account and stole money. We have an update tonight on that apartment fire in Meridian. The firefighter who fell when the second-story floor gave way is back on the job. Investigators tell us the flames originated in a flower pot on the first-floor patio. They are still looking into the cause, but it's been ruled accidental. Wednesday's fire damaged a handful of apartments. And now to a deadly crash in eastern Idaho. Troopers say the driver of this Toyota Camry died when he overcorrected, lost control, and slammed into a pillar. 28-year-old Abram Kissel was killed on Highway 20 near Rigby. A teen passenger was taken to the hospital. KBOI 2 News is always watching out for you with critical information to keep your kids safe in the pool. The YMCA recommends signing up children, even infants, for swim lessons. The earlier, the better.
So swim at pools where there are lifeguards. That's your top layer of protection. Be in the water with your child, put a PFD on them, and then look for fatigue. Look for those signs that I described where the eyes glaze over, where the head goes back, when the legs go down.
Also, make sure kids who aren't strong swimmers wear safety gear anytime they're near the water. The Boise Airport now has new nonstop flights to Los Angeles. Tonight's was the first one. Allegiant is offering that service twice a week on Fridays and Mondays. Round trip cost is $245 as of today. And Boise has a new outdoor gym free for anyone to use. It's located at Camelsback Park, and it features 15 pieces of fitness equipment. That includes a sit-up bench, leg press, rowing machine, and more. Tonight, we found people already putting it to the test.
I like this one. It's better than push-ups, and there's multiple different exercises you can do for the chest, so I'm very excited.
It's a nice atmosphere. We live in Boise. We love the outdoors, and it's something that we can do together.
The gym, valued at $80,000, is a gift from local companies, bodybuilding.com, also the HC Company. Boise's royalty came out tonight to raise money for a good cause. It was medieval night at the Boise Center, and the halls were fit for kings and queens. The dress-up theme was part of the St. Luke's annual Kid for a Night party. While the focus tonight was on fun and games, the purpose is serious.
This year, actually, a lot of the funds are going to be directed towards expansion of the Children's Hospital.
Kid for a Night has raised more than $6.5 million since its launch back in 1993. And across town, the fun was sky high at the new trapeze class. Check this out. It's the first of its kind in the area. Fly Boise opened tonight in Garden City with a pay-per-flight event. For $5, folks could take a swing or be guided through a beginner move.
People will tell me all the time that they have a fear of heights, and quite frankly, it's irrelevant. Everyone has a fear of doing this at first, and yet most people have a great experience.
Fly Boise's inaugural season will run through September. Classes are Thursday through Sunday each week.
He looked at me and was just like, thank you.
Gratitude captured in a selfie that's gone viral. The lengthy hike one man took to reunite that deer with his family.
The odds makers are betting on American Pharoah, who's trying to become the first horse in 37 years to win the Triple Crown. I'm Wendy Gillette in Elmont, New York, with a preview of the big race.
And if you see news happening, email us. Our address is news@kboi2.com.
You're watching KBOI 2 News at 10.
He is once in a lifetime horse. Tomorrow might be a day that we will all remember.
American Pharoah could gallop into the history books tomorrow if he wins the Belmont Stakes in New York. He would become the first Triple Crown winner since 1978. The only obstacles standing in his way are 7 other colts. Wendy Gillette reports from Belmont Park.
American Pharoah got in one last workout before Saturday's Belmont Stakes. Then he enjoyed a not-so-private bath as cameras caught his every move. His trainer says the horse is relaxed and ready to become the first Triple Crown winner in 37 years.
We're just enjoying it and keeping him happy one more day. And so I'm holding up really well so far, which is good.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm the most important. I'm the one with the 3 stands.
Bob Baffert is chomping at the bit for a win. He trained 3 horses that won the Kentucky Derby and Preakness, but couldn't take the Belmont, which is the longest race.
American Pharoah!
American Pharoah is the only horse in this year's Belmont to run the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown. He faces 7 fresher horses, including top contenders Materiality and Frosted.
I think Frosted is a good horse. He ran good in the Kentucky Derby, and he deserves another chance.
If you bet on American Pharoah, the odds are against you. Even if he wins, you'll take home less money than you put up.
Chris Knupp says he's still going to bet on the favorite.
It's going to be the test of the champion, and we'll see. I think he's going to lead them all the way.
American Pharoah is now getting some rest, but the cameras will be back to follow him to the track and maybe into the history books. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, Elmont, New York.
And Caldwell native Gary Stevens will also be fighting for a win at the Belmont Stakes. Fans can watch live horse racing before and after the big event at LeBois Park locally. The post time is early. It's 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and the Belmont Stakes is scheduled for 4:50. And this Sunday, don't forget about this, Roland and I will be joining hundreds of bikers as we honor our local veterans. The Idaho Patriot Thunder Ride starts at High Desert Harley-Davidson in Meridian and then travels to Mountain Home. Kickstands up at 11 a.m. Donations benefit the Idaho National Guard Family Support Fund, also Operation Warm Heart.
Operation Warm Heart's really important because we have a lot of families here in the Treasure Valley.
Thank you, Roland. Now to some incredible video out of Denver. Take a look. That's where a sinkhole swallowed a police vehicle this morning. The SUV had just entered an intersection when the road collapsed, creating that sinkhole at least 10 feet deep. The sergeant managed to crawl onto the SUV's roof. He was treated for minor injuries at a hospital and then released. Topping tonight's Consumer Watch, the May jobs report. If the latest increase in hiring is any indication, the U.S. economy is getting back on track. Employers added 280,000 jobs last month, exceeding expectations. The construction and healthcare sectors had the biggest increases. Even with the gains, the unemployment rate inched up to 5.5%. The average hourly wage is up 2.3% from last year, still better than expected. T-Mobile is reportedly in talks to merge with Dish Network. Dish would get a cellular network to go along with the multiple wireless licenses it holds. The deal would give T-Mobile a chance to boost its own network by adding new subscribers. Right now, details are scarce and neither company is talking. In honor of National Donut Day, Taco Bell announced a new sweet treat coming to its menu. On July 2nd, it will start selling Captain Crunch Delights. Those are essentially donut holes covered in Captain Crunch cereal and filled with a milk icing. A man who says he was saving a young deer also snapped a selfie with the wild animal. Jeff Van Sant shows us the photo has gone viral.
Take a good look at this picture. Does it melt your heart? Would you consider it one of the best selfies out there?
I would absolutely say that's one of even the most worthwhile selfie that I've seen.
It put a big smile on Lindsey Baldwin's face.
Noozled his face and just, they looked like friends.
It was just sitting there. It looked scared. It was just laying there. To me, it looked relieved that somebody was stopping. Like, he looked at me and was just like, thank you.
Scotland Smith is the man in the picture. He found this little fawn all alone while on a hike at Point Defiance Park. He says he thinks it fell down a hill and couldn't get back up to its mother.
You could see where it had been trying to get back up.
Scotland saw the mother hovering over them at the top of the hill. So instead of leaving the little guy, Scotland took the fawn, wrapped him up in his coat with the determination to get this fawn back to his family. Oh, and he gave the little fawn a name, Harold.
A couple times it did the little meh, but it didn't move. It was just thankful to be alive, I guess.
It took him nearly 4 hours to hike to get to the area where he last saw the mom. When he arrived, he spotted Harold's brother.
Laid the baby with the other baby because the mom, as soon as we walked up, the mom took off a little bit.
And that brings us to the cutest selfie. The fawn nudges Scotland on the face.
He came up and gave me a kiss, I guess.
Scotland walked away and let mama deer reunite with her young one. But wildlife officials say unless a fawn is injured, don't touch it. You run the risk of the mother rejecting the fawn if she smells a human scent. But Scott believed the fawn needed his help.
See somebody or something in need, don't feel afraid to stop and help.
Absolutely. And most wildlife experts do now agree that it's a myth that animal mothers will reject a baby touched by humans.
Well, it's summertime, as you can tell by Roland's forecast. Time for most kids to be outside running around and meet two brothers who are running around, but also tumbling and flipping competitively. It's coming up next in sports.
Before we go, we want to get this breaking news in. It's a 2-alarm structure fire. This is a photo from the scene. This is on Irving Street. It's off 5 Mile. We have a crew gathering information right now. KBOI 2 News will continue to keep you posted on our website, Twitter, and Facebook, and of course, our weekend newscasts. Okay. So, Roland.
Lots of sunshine in the morning, guys. I think we're going to have a nice day tomorrow. It's going to be warm. Then, with the heating of the day, a slight chance of showers or storms later in the afternoon.
Thanks for watching.
Take the news with you on the radio. News Talk 670 KBOI. And for news and information 24 hours a day, click on KBOI2.com.